Hello, this is Jeremy Logsdon at Jamf, and in Lesson 10, we'll be talking about the Jamf Pro introduction for iOS. The purpose of this lesson is to help you understand the underlying components of a Jamf Pro server and how to navigate through the web interface. There are three components required to host Jamf Pro. The first is Java, which is a framework required by Apache Tomcat, which is the next one there. Apache Tomcat is a web application host. And then we have MySQL, or MySQL, is an open source database management system. And a Jamf Pro server can be hosted two ways depending on the organization's needs or preferences. One option is hosted by Jamf in a cloud environment. This is where Jamf sets up, maintains, and updates the server for you. Organizations can host Jamf Pro in their existing server environment. Supported operating systems include macOS, Ubuntu, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or Windows Server. The Jamf Pro URL will differ depending on the hosting location. A server hosted by Jamf in a cloud environment would have a URL ending with .jamfcloud.com, or one that is hosted by an organization in their server environment typically ends with :8443. I have one set up here locally that I'll be using for demonstration purposes. So its URL is https://jamf100.local:8443. After installation, the first time an IT administrator visits the Jamf Pro URL, they will need to agree to the EULA, or End User License Agreement, enter their organization's name and activation code, and create the initial Jamf Pro administrator account. I've already completed the Jamf Pro Setup Assistant and created the initial administrator account, so I'll go ahead and log in now with Jamf Admin and the password. The first screen we see is called the dashboard. Individual Jamf Pro user accounts can customize the dashboard to their liking. This allows them to get a quick view of the success rate for policies or configuration profiles, monitor software licenses, and see the number of devices and groups that meet specific criteria. In the left sidebar, we can also see the version of Jamf Pro, as well as the number of managed and unmanaged computers and mobile devices. We can always get back to the dashboard by clicking the Jamf Pro icon in the top left corner. The next tab we'll discuss is for computers. These tasks include policies, which can be scheduled to run, configuration profiles, restricted software, and so on. The middle tab is for mobile devices, which is where IT administrators can create, edit, and delete management tasks for iOS and tvOS devices. These tasks include configuration profiles, personal device profiles, mobile device apps, and so on. The next tab is for users, where we can search for users and view devices and other content assigned to them. And finally, we have the Settings button in the top right corner. Clicking the Settings button will load all settings organized into different categories like System Settings, Global Management, Server Infrastructure, and so on. We can focus on individual categories by clicking the link for the corresponding category. So for example, if I wanted to focus on network organization, I can click on Network Organization to focus on those specific settings. Navigation between the dashboard, computers, mobile devices, users, and settings is quick and easy with keyboard shortcuts. For example, if I hit Control-1 on the keyboard, that takes me back to the dashboard. Control-2 will take me into computers, Control-3 for mobile devices, Control-4 for users, and Control-5 for all settings. These Jamf Pro keyboard shortcuts and more are available for reference in Knowledge Base article number 328 on Jamf Nation. Back to settings, in the network organization settings, IT administrators can create buildings and departments to organize the devices managed by Jamf Pro. When I click to get into buildings, we begin to see the breadcrumbs, or the path that I've taken to get to where I am. For example, settings first, and then network organization, and now buildings. Here I've got some buildings that have been created already for me. But let's say we open a new office in Sydney. Creating a new building is as simple as clicking the New button in the top right corner. And the only requirement here is the name of the building. Address information is optional. Once I click Save and then Done, that'll take me back to Buildings. And I have a new building that I can assign mobile devices and computers to. Next, if I go back to Network Organization and click Departments, again, I've got some departments here that have been created. But let's say I want to create a new one for human resources. Again, it's as simple as clicking the New button in the top right-hand corner, type in the name of my department, and hit Save. Now I have a new department that I can begin assigning computers and mobile devices to. Once devices are assigned to these buildings and departments, they can later be used for scope, which is discussed in a future lesson. All communication with mobile devices is initiated by Jamf Pro. This takes us back to the Apple push notification service diagram, where Jamf Pro issues a push notification, mobile devices retrieve the notification, and refer back to Jamf Pro to complete a specific task. That's all for the lesson on the Jamf Pro introduction for iOS. Be sure to check out the next lesson covering Jamf Pro user accounts. Thanks for watching.